For over 19 years, your eyes and ears on horse racing has been Tommy Walski's The Sport of King. On today's show, we'll see what outriders do on a race day. Our race of the week features the BC Premiers. Tommy, get you caught up on all the buzz. We'll find out the logistics in booking the best rider in the world. Our salute to the champions remembers one of racing's equine heroes. And now here he is, BC's ambassador to the world of horse racing, Mr. Tommy Walski.
Hello everybody, and thank you for watching the Sport of Kings on this weekend. First up, we want to let you know we are covering the Ultimate Horse Racing Championship, which was held last week. But before we get to it, we want to introduce you to an amazing couple who have probably the toughest job here at Hastings Racecourse. That would be Cindy and Darcy Barabee. As for what they do, we're going to show you.
We're troubleshooters. When things go wrong with equipment or with a horse or something, we try to get in there and limit the amount of chaos, as it were.
You have to be a quick thinker and not be afraid to get in there in a dangerous situation. Most people don't want to do it because it's very stressful. People's lives can be in danger, and it's up to you to prevent something from happening. So that's very stressful for some people, but for us it's just part of the job.
Yeah, you have to be somebody that the adrenaline doesn't kick in till well after the incident. So you have to be able to think quite clearly while things are happening.
Obviously, the most important part of being an outrider is your ponies.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They're the job.
If you're not on a good to excellent horse, you might as well just stay in the barn because you're not going to be able to do the job out here. Cindy schools all our ponies, and she does an incredible job of it, and I just try not to undo the training that she's done. So.
Where did you discover these horses?
All of them right now are ex-race horses.
Really?
Yeah.
It's almost easier to use them because they've been out here, they've seen the crowd, they've seen the horses running by, and nothing bothers them. If you bring a horse from off track, it can be dead broken. This will freak them out in here. We have had off-track horses, but it's nice taking ex-thoroughbreds and giving them another life. And they love running, so, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Thoroughbreds are bred for that instinct to get up there and be up there head and head. So you don't have to teach, you don't have to teach them that aspect of the job.
Do you guys have a plan when you go out there?
I'm the lead outrider, so I take the front end. But in the same point, if there's a lot of 6.5 furlongs and Darcy has to do a lot more traveling, we'll switch it up a little so that his pony gets a break and my pony goes to the long way.
We alternate so that we're able to cover either position. And we work really well. We know each other's moves and ponies' capabilities and whatnot. So we have our own personal radios, so we will apprise the other one if something's acting up a little bit that's out of the other person's sight. So we're always on top of the field, whatever's going on.
Cindy, what are those positions you take before the race?
I'm the lead, so I'm in front of all the racehorses. Darcy's behind all the racehorses. We always try to keep the horses in between us. If somebody goes by us, we give them crap and say, get back in line, because it's very important that they stay between us. And then when we get to the gate, Darcy will follow them behind into the gate, and if one gets loose, he's there, but if one breaks through the front, I'm there. So we're always trying to cover all our angles so that they're always protected, as it were, so that if one gets loose, one of us is there.
They're in the gate, they break. What do you guys do now?
I will stay in that corner, so if anything goes wrong down this, the problem with this racetrack is we have blind spots.
What do you mean by that?
The bushes that are there,
and
or
the
even the tote board. So we try to make sure one of us is where we can see half the track and the other one's where they can see the other half.
On the field at all times.
Yeah, because we were doing it as the Tubbs used to do it, and we'd kind of move around, but a horse broke down in this turn and neither one of us saw it.
Yeah, nobody.
It had broken its back and it was just lying there. So neither Darcy nor I knew that there was a horse down there, and the stewards didn't tell us. And that was scary because all them horses are going to finish the race and now there's a horse lying on the track. So now we space ourselves so that we have full vision of the whole track between the two of us.
And then on the back side, after the race, as they come by, I'm ready to take, either the jockeys will shout to me for rider's claim of foul, and they'll say against the 4, and then the position, and then I relay to the stewards exactly what the rider has said to me. And so that way, that's how riders' claims of bell come in. They're reported by me or whichever outrider's on the back after the race.
Darcy, we got some extraordinary video.
Okay, that day, a horse, the gate crew had a hold of the horse and they had a lead strap through the chin strap. That broke, so the horse unloaded the rider and then proceeded to head down the track. I was able to cut it off with an offhanded catch, and that's the first time I've ever made an offhanded catch where my pony couldn't actually get in front of it. As I was aware that rail was coming, and I was just hoping my pony could get in front, and push them out. It's like our ponies will catch the horse, and then our pony will push them to where we want. That time I didn't get there as where I wanted to be, and so we both went down and we ended up under the rail. And so to do that over again, I would have turned that horse loose just before we got to the rail.
We're watching you right now. What is going on with your deep?
When a horse drops a rider right out of the gate, it would be really fun to catch him right off the bat. But for the safety of the riders, we let it go by. Because if we miss that catch and the horse turns the wrong way, now there's going to be a loose horse running the wrong way. So we try to make sure the horse just runs the right way with the horses. And then when the race is over and it's safe to catch the horse, then we'll catch the horse. But if you watch the DVD, at first I don't catch the horse. I just make sure it goes with the herd. But then after the race, Darcy did the same thing. When it came by him, he just made sure it kept going the right way, because it's very scary if they go, they're both going 35 miles an hour, and for them to connect, not good.
You're about to approach the winner's circle. What's going through your mind, and how can you prevent that?
There's nothing I can do to prevent it. All I did was try to stay away from the horse to not push him that way. And one of the nice things about catching is if they have blinkers on, you can sneak up behind them. So I came around, if you watch the slow motion, you notice more in the slow motion. If you watch it, I came away from the horse, then went back down to him, got slightly behind him so he couldn't see my hand coming, and then I grabbed the lines. Because he was afraid of my pony and didn't want to be caught. And I was afraid of him going in there because we've had that bad incident where that other horse went crashing through there.
Darcy, is there something that can be done to help you guys in that position?
What we really need, and I mentioned it to management and whatnot, is we need a visible rail there. So nothing is really going to prevent a horse from crashing through a barrier short of a massive structure. But
it helps.
A visible white rail would prevent them from coming in there like that.
Kind of what you have by the paddock.
Exactly. Only the craziest one will jump over top of that thing.
But they see that open spot and they go, hey, let's go in there, and it's scary. Yeah. So many variables in how you catch a horse, and you have to be so aware of everything. What's in front of you, what's to the side, what's coming at you.
Tunnel vision is the worst thing you can
get. Oh, it's your enemy.
Yeah, there's lots of times when there's a loose horse and we have to rein ourselves in. We don't make the catch till it's safe. And our ponies are quite eager to get in there and grab them, and our ponies get mad. But you have to pick the safest time to make the grab.
If there's two of us and we're together, and I say, Darcy, back me up, then I'll go in and make the catch. That way, if the horse turns or anything, Darcy's there to get it. But if we're not together, if the horses are running, we never try to catch them.
Teamwork is so important, especially on a racetrack where you only have two outriders.
During the post parade, although you're not with the jockeys, is there much camaraderie going on between the riders and if you were ponying?
Well, they'll let us know if they have a bad horse. They'll let us know if one's tough to pull up and they're going to need help. Because they know we're there for them, and we let them know we're there for them. So they let us know. They're always talking to us.
How long can your ponies last doing this? And how long can you guys last doing this?
Oh, forever.
It is hard on your body. Your right shoulder and arm ligaments and whatnot, they start to go. I dislocated a number of things. That day I dislocated one of my fingers and bruised my ribs and whatnot. But no, it's incredibly hard on the body. But
well, you got to think, these horses are revved up to run, and they want to run, and they don't want to stop. They want to keep going, despite anything.
But when you slow down, it's like anything in life. When you slow down, you will stop.
Also in town for the Ultimate Horse Racing Championship weekend was the world's winningest rider, Russell Bays. Bays had flown in from the East Coast to ride on this weekend, and we thought, hey, Russell, how do you make these travel arrangements? Russell, can you tell us how the process works for you? You're like a frequent flyer.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody has a horse that they want me to ride, they get in touch with my agent, and we decide, whether we're going to go ride the horse or not. And then, I get a hold of either a travel agent, or if it's just a trip to Southern California or up here, I can handle the reservations myself. But if it's a difficult trip, like this weekend where I had to fly to Philadelphia, spend the night there, then fly to Chicago, and then from there to here, and then I go home tonight at 8:30, I'll get a travel agent to take care of that, because they handle those things a lot better than I do.
Russell, sometimes can that be tiresome on you?
At times, I've gotten where I sleep on the airplane all right, and as long as I get enough rest, I'm usually ready to go the next day.
You got to get paid to do this. How's that work?
Well, same way it works, when I'm riding at home. If the horse wins, I get 10%, and if the horse doesn't win, normally I negotiate for 10% across the board. If the horse runs third, then I'll still get 10%. But sometimes I'll get upfront money, but most of the time it's just for the 10%.
Has it ever turned out where the trip that you made was not as fruitful as if you would have stayed home?
Yeah, occasionally, but we try to keep those trips to a minimum.
Have you ever done that and didn't turn out the way you wanted it because the horses you took off won?
Oh yeah, and it's fairly often that happens. You make a lot of trips where your horse doesn't run well, and then you go back the next day and say, oh crap, all my horses won here that day. But
how long do you think you'll be doing this, the riding in it?
The riding end of it? Oh, I don't know. A couple more years yet anyway. I want to hit 12,000, and we'll see what happens from there.
Thanks for doing this, Russell.
You bet.
Today on our Race of the Week, we show you the crown and jewel when it comes to horse racing for the older horses. You'll be looking at the $100,000 Premier's Handicap, and it brings together a fine field of horses from the Northwest. Here's Brooke Ward to get you the rundown.
Commander is owned by Glenn Todd and Patrick Kinsella, trained by Troy Taylor, and ridden by Mario Gutierrez. Three Wood is owned by Kay and Sue Ohashi, trained by Patty Leaney, and ridden by jockey Amadio Perez. Crew Leader is owned by Swift Thoroughbreds, trained by Dino Condolenios, and ridden by Chad Hoverson. Silly Fella is owned by Nick and Pauline Felicella, trained by Lenore Dubois, and ridden by Isaias Cardenas. Winning Machine is owned by Fleur de Lis Stables, trained by Frank Lucarelli, and ridden by Leslie Malling. Senor Rojo is owned by Trey Hombres, trained by Dave Forster, and ridden by jockey Richard Hamill. Trick of the North is owned by Aurora Stables, trained by Barb Heads, and ridden by Dave Wilson. Almost Time is owned by Swift Thoroughbreds, trained by Dino Condolenios, and ridden by Frank Fuentes. Gan By is owned by RJT Thoroughbreds, trained by Mel Snow, and ridden by George Espedia. Jabrika is owned by R&R Warren, trained by Jim Penny, and ridden by Russell Bays. Assessment is owned by Tice Ranch, trained by Howard Belvoir, and ridden by Galen Mitchell. Finally, Cruisin' is owned by Leo and Norma Shaw, trained by Rob Gilker, and ridden by jockey Marlo Dunn. And now, let's enjoy this strong field. They're going 1 mile and 3/8 in the BC Premiers.
There they go. Field of 12 sent on their way in the Premiers, and Winning Machine is quick and right on the early lead. Commander on the inside. Now Assessment drives up hard on the outside. Silly Fella now down towards the inside. Senor Rojo followed by Jabrika, finally Cruisin'. Trick of the North, Ganbei. Then it's Crew Leader, Three Wood, and the trailer, Almost Time. Now as they turn for the backstretch, it's Commander showing the way now by about a length and a half. It's Winning Machine in second, Assessment third by 2.5. Silly Fella sits in fourth by 3.5. Jabrika trying to be wrestled back in fifth. Down on the inside is Senor Rojo. Up on the outside, finally Cruisin'. Then Trick of the North, Crew Leader, Ganbei, Three Wood, Almost Time is 12th. They went through the opening quarter in 23 and 3, the half 47 flat. As they come into the stretch and pass by us, it's Commander, but Assessment quickly comes to put the pressure on. Winning Machine now settles into third, and he's third by 4. Silly Fella, Jabrika, Senior Rojo, then Trick of the North, Crew Leader, bottled up down on the inside. Finally cruising Ganbei, 3 Wood, almost time. Into the clubhouse turn they go for the final time. 6 furlongs, 112 and 4. And Assessment leads it by a length and a quarter. Now up the rail, it's Commander. He's second by a length and a quarter. Winning Machine is third by 2. Silly Fella, Jabrika down on the inside. Senior Rojo, splitting runners, Trick of the North, 3 Wood. Crew Leader still bottled up, finally cruising, almost time. And Ganbei taking closer order to the 5/16 marker they run. And it's Assessment, Commander right at his throat, and Winning Machine is not done yet. Then it's back to Silly Fella, almost time. Jabrika's in between runners. On the extreme outside is 3 Wood. Senior Rojo, Crew Leader needs a way through. 1/8 of a mile to run in the Premiers. And Winning Machine takes command. Down the lane they come. Winning Machine, Jabrika has dead aim. Assessment and Commander. Jabrika, Winning Machine, Assessment. They'll hit the wire in the Premiers with the 3-year-old Jabrika scoring. Winning Machine second. It'll be Assessment third. Looks like Commander is fourth.
Russ, congratulations, first of all.
Oh, thank you.
Russ, so run us to the race from the time you left, because you were back there, what?
I was probably about mid-pack. I was laying about 6th, which, you know, I could have been farther back, but just depending on the pace, you know, I just kind of let this horse place himself today. He's got a long stride. He placed himself in a good position, not too many horses in front of him, and, you know, he was able to just gallop around there real nice and relaxed, and when I called on him in the last turn, he gave me a real good kick through the lane.
Did it help that he had a race over the track?
I don't think you can ever discount something like that, you know, but he seems like the kind of horse that doesn't have to carry his track around with him, at least so far, you know. I mean, we may run across the kind of track that he doesn't like. But.
Have a good trip home.
All right, thank you, Tommy.
Expectations going into the race, what was it like?
Well, we felt that he could route or go that distance. Going a mile and 8 the other day, yes, and we just got beat the other day, neck. But I felt that he could run that distance. The class of horses, you know, was the question: could he run that distance against the class of horses that he was entered against? Being a 3-year-old. You know, hey, the other 3-year-old ran fourth. He was on the board, and I was very pleased with the horse. He's a very manageable horse, and that helps him go the distance.
Congratulations again.
And we had Russell Bays too. That might have helped a little bit.
Now, time to get you caught up on all the news in horse racing with The Buzz.
Among several key races on the UHC Championship weekend was the $100,000 Ballerina Stakes. It was for the fillies and mares, and in this race you're going to watch a 26-1 long shot. 26-1 long shot. Get the job done.
Further back now is Castanet Dancer. Hardway 10, Dearest Princess. Daymaker trying to make some headway. Summer Song, Orchid Silver. Wando Woman still a trailer. Less than a quarter mile to home. 6 furlongs, 111 and 4. And overvalued. Right there is Dashing Daisy, and Class Included on the extreme outside. 1/8 of a mile to run. New leader, it's Class Included. Down the lane they come. Class Included, Dashing Daisy. Orchid Silver with a late run. Deep stretch now. It's Class Included, Orchid Silver. Orchid Silver to score the upset. Class Included will be second. Dashing Daisy third. Then
Among other noted races on the UHC Championship weekend was the $50,000 CTHS Stakes. This for 3-year-old fillies. In this race was all Crosshair's Holding, LaBelle Rose getting the job done.
of the trailer, but only about 5 lengths covers this field of 6. The half, 49 and 2. Now they're midway on the backstretch. And on the inside, Joey's Jewel in between runners, LaBelle Rose, and right there is Pigtails. 2.5 lengths back is La Bronca. Then it's Embankment. Now having trouble is Scopa. Into the far turn they go, 6 furlongs, 114 and 3. And LaBelle Rose and Pigtails now noses apart. 3 lengths back. Here's Embankment again re-rallying. Down on the inside, Joey's Jewel eighth of a mile to run. La Belle Rose by a head. Pigtails right there on her outside. 4 back is Embankment in third. La Belle Rose, Pigtails, Embankment. CTHS Sales Stakes to La Belle Rose. Pigtails second, Embankment third.
In the $50,000 fantasy stakes for 2-year-olds, it was all James Redikoff. Gabby got away, easily handling her rivals.
The half, they did slow it down to 50-1. Now they're midway on the backstretch, and Gabby got her way from the outside by a head. Maurice Glory second by almost 3. 5-yard penalty, Sunny Solero. Then England swings. Belle Galante now asks for her best run. And Advance Cash, 6 furlongs, 1:15-1. Midway on the turn, and now 3/16 to home. And Gabby got her way, is sprinted clear by 3. As a turn for home, it's Gabby got her way, well in the clear. 5-yard penalty. Belle Galante's on the outside, and Maurice Glory, deep stretch now. Gabby got her way by 5. The fantasy to Gabby got her way. 5-yard penalty second, Belle Galante third.
Also on the day was the $75,000 Ascot Graduation Stakes. It was for 2-year-olds also. They were testing the mile and the 16 distance, and it was all Swift Thoroughbreds with counsel, drawing away at the finish.
6 furlongs, 1:13-1. A quarter mile to home, and Lord Henry, and here's Come Lucky. With Council now making up ground. He's in third. Down towards the inside, El Nacho on the outside is Lucky Molly Miner. 1/8 of a mile to run. Lord Henry clings to the lead. Here's Come Lucky. And on the extreme outside is With Council. Lord Henry with Council. Here's Come Lucky. With Council goes right on by. With Council to score. Lord Henry second. Here's Come Lucky third.
In Sunday's $50,000 CTHS Sales Stakes for 3-year-olds, it was all George Robinson's Herbie D showing he was the best.
Only about 4 lengths separates the 6 runners. Half, 48 flat. Midway on the backstretch, and Herbie D emerges with a short advantage. Yo Claudio down on the inside. Taru Grit, Silver City Sam. Too much dirt, and now the trailer, Prophet Star. Quarter mile to home, 6 furlongs, 1:13-1. And Herbie D, being nursed along, leads it now by a length and a half. Yo Claudio second by a nose. Taru Grit in third. Silver City Salmon, Too Much Dirt. 1/8 of a mile to run. And Herbie D is run away. Down the lane they come. It's Herbie D, well in command by about 5. Yo Claudio, Silver City Sam, Too Much Dirt. Herbie D to win the CTHS Sales Stakes. It'll be Yo Claudio second, Too Much Dirt third.
Also, New Stride held a fundraiser over the weekend, and we had our cameras there, and we talked with Marcy Emery, the president, to find out what it was all about.
So this is our 3rd annual Shed Row Market. It's held on a farm called Fields and Flowers Farm in South Langley, which is the heart of horse country, really. What this does for us is it exposes us to people in horse country, the equestrian community, just the public at large, and it's a big fundraiser. It's our biggest fundraiser away from the track. You know, on average, it's a few $1,000s in our coffers, and it's a great fun weekend. It's fun for families, and we get to introduce people to our horses, and we can often do a little bit to dispel the myth that thoroughbreds are all crazy. These girls are good examples. We have Torella DeVille, who never raced, and then we have Dancing O, who did race and did pretty well. So these girls are available for adoption, and they may find potential adopters here as well. It's a really great way to get out in the community and show what we do.
The Buzz also had a chance to talk with Ross Moody, general manager of horse racing, to find out how the weekend went, and also what about the 2011 racing season.
It was an all-around great day. 2 huge stake races with the Ballerina and Premiers. Great crowd on hand, wagering well up over last year as well. Left a great taste in everyone's mouth, wanting more. So it's always good when you end on a high note, and we definitely have ended the year on a high note.
Ross, you also got picked up by TVG, so the races was shown in the U.S., correct?
Yeah, correct. Picked up our whole card today, so which really showed in the numbers, and they've been a great partner of ours.
Ross, how about the season and all?
We had a tale of two seasons for us. First part of the year with the Canucks making a long playoff run and the weather being really poor in the spring, we really struggled. And then second half of the season from July, August, September onwards, we were great. Attendance is way up. Wagering has been up the second half of the meet. Started off down 17%. We're going to finish up 5%. So not too many racetracks in North America can brag about that. So really happy with how we ended up.
Last weekend, hundreds of friends of Carl Berg, who had worked on the starting gate for over 30 years and passed away recently in an automobile accident, they worked their way into the paddock to pay tribute to Carl. Our condolences go out to Carl and his family. And now you're caught up with the buzz. Today on our Salute to the Champions, brought to you by the Vancouver Province, we're staying with that all BC content as we take you back to the year 2005. It's the Ballerina from that year, and it features one of the most popular horses to race here in British Columbia. We're talking about Monarchy. Let's watch this memorable moment on our Salute to the Champions.
The Salute to the Champions is brought to you by the Province Sports.
There they go. Field of 11, fillies and mares sent on the way in the Ballerina Breeders' Cup. Monarchy from the inside, put right on the early lead. Pretty Meadow now drives up. Karis McCaw's got a good spot on the outside in third. Then it's Stormented. Windsurf tucked in at the rail in fifth. She's fifth by almost 3. Raylene in sixth. Summer Symphony. Then it's La Belle Fleur. Socorro County. Gallica. The early trailer, Champagne Royale. Opening quarter in 23 flat. As it gets set into the stretch and past the stand. It's Pretty Meadow showing the way now, a little out from the rail by a tight length. Monarchy, though, won't let her get too far away. 2 lengths back on the outside is Karis McCaw. Windsurf at the rail in fourth, followed by Stormented. Then 2.5 lengths further back is Raylene, now pushed along. Summer Symphony at the rail. Then it's La Belle Fleur, Socorro County. Then Champagne Royale is 10th. Gallica is 11th. The half, 47 flat. A half mile to run in the Ballerina Breeders' Cup. And Pretty Meadow takes the field to the backstretch with a length lead. It's Monarchy in second by a length and a half. Karis McCaw on the outside. At the rail is Windsurf, followed by Raylene. Then Stormented in between runners. Summer Symphony has got a rails run in sixth. Then it's back to La Belle Fleur, Socorro County, Champagne Royale, and Gallica. A quarter mile to run. 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 3, and the filly, the 3-year-old Monarchy, takes the lead now by 2.5 and is drawn away as they turn for home. It's Monarchy well on her way to the Oaks Ballerina Double. Down the lane they come. It's Monarchy by 6. Pretty Meadow at the rail is Socorro County. Raylene in the center, but the Ballerina to Monarchy. Socorro County second, Pretty Meadow third.
Okay, that's it for this edition of the Sporting Kings, and we would like to thank you for watching over the past 20 years and making us the #1 horse racing show in Canada and the longest run. Remember to keep them straight. Oh, you know what? We're going to get you on the final turn. Most of all, have a safe weekend.